Hey friends, Becky Edwards here, Purpose Driven Mentoring. I am in my car at the post office 3 days in a row. Brought a pretty good sized batch of packages from the launch of my 2 Heaven Journaling books, and I've just had some really cool experiences, and I want to share a few thoughts about resilience and about how I began a lot of strength from one of my heroes, which is Nephi in the Book of Mormon, and just see if you can pull a gold nugget from this. So I sometimes when I do a live video, I have a little outline. I don't have that. I'm just going to speak from my heart in my car in the parking lot of the post office. So I'm just gonna be a little bit random today. So I have had a lot of thought about resilience and how we need it. We must have resilience in order to not only survive, but to thrive and to accomplish our divine life missions. I want to speak to about Nephi for a sec. So when Nephi, who is a scripture hero in the Book of Mormon, the very beginning, he had some pretty big challenges where he needed to keep trying again. And if you think about him going, have you ever wondered why couldn't he have just gathered Ishmael's family, gathered the plates of brass, gotten all that accomplished before they left Jerusalem for the very first time? Like, wouldn't that have been easier? Yeah, it would have been easier. And here's what I think the answer to that is. He needed to build his faith to build the boat. And I have thought long and hard about the different things, different challenges that Nephi was given, and how he was incredible at managing his own mindset and remembering. There's so many faith-based principles I pull from Nephi's stories. But think about for a moment how much faith it would have taken to build a boat when he likely had never been in one, not that I know of, and likely had never built one, and he needs his brother's help, who 2 of them are really resistant and really anti, and he needs to trust it enough to put his entire family in this boat to go across the ocean to who knows where, a place they've never seen, never been, don't know how long it'll take to get there. That takes immense amounts of faith and courage and resilience. So when you think about some of the life lessons and the amount and the faith that Nephi was able to build, and the courage and resilience Nephi was able to build in those other experiences, like going back to get the brass plates. Oh, it didn't work again. Okay, let's try again. Oh, the Spirit guided me and it worked this time. All right, great. The broken bow, where everyone was so low blood sugar and just hopeless. They thought they were going to die. And Nephi was the only one was able to manage his mindset well enough to be proactive instead of just have a victim mindset. Bless their hearts. I've been low blood sugar like that. Well, to an extent before, but maybe never like that. It might have been days since they'd had food. And again, things looked hopeless, and he, with God's help, was able to overcome. So what I have learned through this project that I've been through the last couple weeks, which is I've been pushing to get a couple of books published. I've never published a book before, and I did 2 at once. Go big or go home, right? That was kind of another story all in of itself, how the second one got inspired. That was fun. But man, I'm telling you right now, I ran into so many what looked like dead ends. It absolutely looked like a dead end over and over and over. And I really want to do some journaling to sort of clarify this whole experience and the lessons and the different principles that I've learned. But one thing I have learned really big, again, is that when you are on an assignment from God, dead ends are just speed bumps. They're just a little hurdle that you can jump over, or something that you can walk around, or you can find another route, or you can topple it. They are never meant to stop you. But if you will continue to check in with God and ask him for the resources you need, he will turn every dead end into, he'll help you keep going so that you can succeed in your project. Seriously, I cannot even count how many times, from publishing to finding, I'm publishing with 2 different publishers. We've had a bajillion tech issues with brand new technology that I've never used before, massive learning curves with all these different things for me. And we've even paid extra shipping on Saturday. Well, I did, to ensure that those who are ordering journals that we are shipping from our print on demand place, to make sure they get there by Christmas. I'm like, okay, everybody gets extra shipping today because we want them to have them for gifts in case these are gifts. So today I started getting some emails that said, this order is delayed, and it didn't say how long. We're like, I hope it gets there by Christmas. And so here we go again, another, and I just sent an email to everybody who bought a journal and said, hey, calendars are all going to be there on time, but the journals possibly may not. I hope we've done everything in our power. I've stayed up till 3 couple nights in a row. We've done everything in our power. And I printed a little gift certificate so the people who, in case they don't get there on time, they can print this and have something to actually give them, put it in an envelope with a little bow on top or whatever. And it shows the journal and a little synopsis so they can be excited, and it'll be coming in the next couple days, whatever. And when I told my husband, my husband and I were checking in about this today, and he said, Becky, a month ago, that kind of a roadblock would have been a lot harder for you, but you have been through so many roadblocks with this project that you just kind of dealt with it. And I went, oh my gosh, thank you for pointing out that I've experienced growth that way. That meant a lot. I cried. It meant so much to me. And our mantra through this whole project has been Nephi and his boat. We are building a boat because I feel very called by the Spirit to build a movement of heaven journaling, of personal revelation through a process. There's plenty of other ways to do personal revelation, but this is one process that's been incredibly effective for thousands of people that I've taught it to. And these 2 books are helping spread that movement. And it's been really fun, this little 4-day sale to sell almost 1,000 books. It's been really fun, about 900 books, between the 2. It's just been amazing. I feel very, very grateful because there were so many times that I thought, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. And when those moments would come, guess what the pep talk was that my husband would give me? Okay, picture Nephi. He's this far into the boat, and then Laman and Lemuel get in a tiff and they break a tool, or whatever it may be, and the frustration and the feeling like it's not gonna work. And yet thinking of him and thinking, well, he didn't give up, okay, I'm not gonna give up. Anyway, so we need resilience, and I guess my definition today of resilience is the ability not to give up. When you are doing the right thing, when you are on the right path, you do not let those quote unquote dead ends, they may look like dead ends, they may look impossible, but you turn to God, you seek inspiration, and heaven journaling is a great way to do that. And you ask him for the resources that you need, whether it's a person to teach you how to overcome it, or whatever it may be. And that you don't give up, you don't fold. There were times, honestly, where I wanted to. I'll be completely honest. I'm like, I'm just done. I don't want to do this project anymore. It reminded me of having natural birth, when you get to that transition phase, if any of you have had natural birth. And your mind you lose your mind for a minute and you say, okay, let's go home. I'm not going to give birth anymore. That's kind of how I felt. Like exhausted, completely worn out, and seeing no solutions in sight for a bucket load of problems. And yet I have such a strong testimony because I've had so many experiences where God has helped me make dead ends into speed bumps or hurdles or you know, just an obstacle that I can walk around or find a way around it, or a new path. And I want to leave that with you guys, that if something is right, maybe it's you're feeling called to, you know, get a certain kind of education, or maybe to get married, or to move somewhere, to have another child, or maybe you just got a new calling that's like freaking you out. If it's right, don't give up. Be resilient. Build that muscle of resilience. That's how you build muscle, is through practice, right? You don't go to the gym and watch everybody else. Wow, that is really bright. You don't go to the gym and watch everybody else work out and build your muscles. That's not how it works. You build by doing. And same with resilience and faith and courage. You build those muscles by doing it. And it's not always pretty. The first of these 3 days that I went to the post office was kind of a traumatic experience. I arrived still in my workout clothes without having done a workout, with not just yesterday's makeup, but the day before's makeup. That's how much hurry I was in to get all these things processed and packaged and all these questions answered. It was pretty intense that first day at the post office, so that I arrive all by myself, just like sweating, feeling frumpy, and I could feel the looks of people behind me in line, like, oh man, I'm behind that lady with all those packages. And oh my goodness. So then the next day I brought 2 helpers with me, which was incredible moral support. Today I brought my little wagon. I posted about it just now on Facebook, and you know, it's getting better each day. But anyway, the sale is done. If anybody's interested, you can still get them at full price right now. I did put a free shipping on any size order, and they are definitely still available. So anyway, thank you for listening. I really want to testify that God is a God of miracles, and He is a God who wants us to build resilience, and He wants us to practice and become strong. And one of the big ways to do that is through personal revelation. When He tells us to do something, we do it, even if it's hard, even if it looks impossible. And what's cool about it looking impossible is we have to seek His help. We have to seek His out-of-the-box answers for those roadblocks, or those what look like dead ends, because we can't solve them on our own. And in a way, that's really cool, because we have to go to the source of all those answers, which is God. So have a Merry Christmas, everyone. And don't let those dead ends be dead ends. They're not. With God's help, they never are. Love you guys. Bye.